Positivity is more than just a mindset. It's a powerful force that shapes the way we navigate the world. I learned this early in my career when I was told that I couldn't make it, that as an Indian actress breaking into Hollywood, I didn't belong. It would have been easy to accept those words, to let them define my journey and limit my possibilities. But I chose to look at the situation differently. I chose to see the challenges as opportunities and the rejections as stepping stones. Embracing the power of positivity doesn't mean ignoring the reality of difficulties. It means choosing to believe in your potential even when the odds are stacked against you. It means reframing the obstacles you face as the very things that will help you grow. In my case, being an Indian woman in a predominantly Western entertainment industry was seen as a disadvantage, but I decided that my heritage, my accent, and my background were not weaknesses. They were the things that made me unique. They were qualities that could open doors rather than close them. Positivity allows you to reframe situations in a way that empowers you. It shifts your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. When you approach challenges with a positive mindset, you don't just see problems. You see solutions. You don't see failure. You see opportunities for learning, and most importantly, you don't see limitations. You see endless possibilities. When things are difficult, it can be tempting to fall into despair, but it's in those moments that positivity becomes your most valuable asset. It fuels resilience, drives innovation, and inspires others around you. And sometimes that's all you need to keep moving forward. The belief that what you're doing matters, even if it's hard, and that things will eventually fall into place. When I look back on my journey, both the highs and the lows, I realize that my ability to stay positive, to push forward with an unwavering belief in myself and my dreams, has been one of the most important factors in my success. Positivity is not about being naive or ignoring difficulties. It's about believing that you can rise above them. It's the belief that you have the strength, the resilience, and the power to make your dreams a reality, no matter how hard the road may seem. Failure is something we all fear, yet it is one of the most powerful catalysts for growth. We often think of failure as a roadblock, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if we redefined it as something entirely different? What if we saw failure not as the end of the road, but as a vital part of the journey? When I first started my career, there were moments when I faced rejection after rejection. I didn't get roles I wanted. I was told I didn't have what it took, and I began to question my abilities. But through all of those moments of doubt, I learned one of the most important lessons of my life. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. In those early days, every no felt like a personal attack, a blow to my self-worth. I wondered if I should just give up, but then I realized something. Every failure was teaching me something that I couldn't learn any other way. It was refining me, making me stronger, and guiding me toward the path I was meant to walk. I began to embrace failure as a necessary part of growth, a tool that could help me sharpen my skills, refine my approach, and ultimately get closer to where I wanted to be. The beauty of failure is that it strips away the illusions and forces you to see things clearly. It helps you identify what works, what doesn't, and where you need to grow. Every failure is an opportunity for self-reflection and course correction. It forces you to look at your goals from a different perspective, and sometimes that's exactly what you need to succeed. If I had let my early setbacks stop me, I would never have had the chance to prove myself in ways I couldn't have imagined at the time. Failure teaches resilience. It teaches you how to pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Each time I failed, I became a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser, and a little bit more confident in my ability to overcome whatever came next. The key is not to be afraid of failure, but to learn to embrace it, to use it as fuel for your journey. Failure is not a sign that you're not good enough. It's a sign that you're growing, evolving, and getting closer to your goals. When you change your perspective on failure, it becomes one of your greatest allies, not an obstacle. Embracing diversity and differences is one of the most powerful ways we can transform not only our personal lives, but also the world around us. Growing up in India, I was always surrounded by a rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and values that shaped my worldview. But when I entered the global entertainment industry, I realized that my background, my accent, my ethnicity, my cultural identity, was considered different. Initially, I felt like I didn't quite belong, like I was trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for me. But over time, I came to understand something truly transformative. My differences were my greatest strength. Diversity isn't just about visible differences like race or nationality. It's about the unique experiences, ideas, and perspectives we all bring to the table. For me, being an Indian woman in Hollywood wasn't something I saw as an obstacle. It was something I chose to celebrate. I realized that the world doesn't need more of the same. It needs more of what's unique and authentic. When we embrace our differences, we create a space for innovation, creativity, and meaningful connections. I learned that being true to who I am, not trying to conform to someone else's idea of success, was the key to making an impact. The more I embraced my culture, my heritage, and my identity, the more I began to attract opportunities that aligned with my values. The same goes for all of us. When we stand proudly in our uniqueness, we make space for others to do the same. Embracing diversity opens up opportunities not just for personal growth, but for collective progress. The beauty of diversity is that it teaches us empathy, respect, and understanding. It encourages us to step outside our own bubble and experience the world from someone else's point of view. When we open ourselves to different perspectives, we become more compassionate, more open-minded, and more capable of creating meaningful change. We stop seeing differences as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to learn, to connect, and to grow. In a world that often tries to divide us, embracing our differences can be the most revolutionary thing we do. It's through diversity that we find strength, creativity, and unity. Our differences don't separate us. They bring us closer together, if only we allow them to. When we embrace the richness of who we are, we unlock the true potential of what we can achieve together. Taking risks is one of the most powerful ways to push yourself beyond your limits and uncover your true potential. I've taken my fair share of risks in both my career and personal life, and I can confidently say that every risk has taught me something invaluable. When I first moved from Bollywood to Hollywood, I was stepping into an entirely new world, one that was unfamiliar and uncertain. It was daunting to leave the comfort and familiarity of my career in India and venture into the unknown. But sometimes the greatest rewards are hidden just outside our comfort zones. Risk is not just about taking chances. It's about trusting yourself enough to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers. When I left India to try my luck in a completely different market, I didn't know if I would succeed. I didn't know if people would accept me as I am, but I took the leap because I believed that growth only happens when we step into the discomfort. I embraced the uncertainty, trusting that no matter the outcome, I would learn, evolve, and become stronger. Taking risks isn't easy, and it often requires overcoming deep-rooted fears and self-doubt. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, especially when you have so much to lose. But if I had let fear dictate my decisions, I would have stayed in a comfortable but stagnant place, never pushing myself to discover what I was truly capable of. I learned that fear is not a sign to stop, it's a signal to keep going. Every time I faced fear, I took it as an opportunity to prove to myself that I could handle what came my way. The beauty of taking risks is that it opens doors to possibilities you never imagined. Sometimes the results aren't what you expected, but often they lead to even better opportunities. When I risked stepping into the music industry and releasing my own singles, I didn't know if I would be embraced by fans, but that risk led me to new creative avenues and collaborations that I would never have anticipated. Taking risks pushes us to dream bigger, to imagine the unimaginable, and to find courage in the face of uncertainty. It may not always lead to success, but it always leads to growth, and that growth is what ultimately shapes who we are and where we're going. So take the risks, trust yourself, and embrace the journey. The rewards are often far greater than you could ever imagine. Love is the most transformative force in the world. It's the driving force behind everything I do, whether in my career, my relationships, or my personal growth. For me, love is not just a feeling. It's a powerful guiding principle that shapes my decisions, fuels my passions, and connects me to the people and causes that matter most. Throughout my journey, I've realized that when you let love lead you, it makes the difficult moments easier, the challenges more manageable, and the victories even sweeter. Love is often seen in romantic terms, but its true power extends far beyond that. It's the love for what you do, the love for the people you care about, and most importantly, the love for yourself. When you are driven by love, it allows you to approach life with a sense of purpose and compassion. In my work, I am constantly reminded that it's not just about the success or the accolades. It's about the impact I can make and the joy I can bring to others. It's about connecting with people, telling stories that resonate, and making them feel seen, heard, and valued. This love for my craft is what keeps me going, even when the path gets tough. I also learned that love for others is what creates the most meaningful connections. When you approach others with kindness, empathy, and understanding, it breaks down barriers and opens doors to powerful relationships. Whether in the entertainment industry or in everyday life, love creates a sense of community and belonging. It allows you to lift others up, celebrate their successes, and offer support in times of need. Most importantly, love for yourself is the foundation of everything. I've learned that self-love is not about vanity or pride. It's about recognizing your worth, accepting your imperfections, and believing in your own potential. When you love yourself, you create space for growth, and you're better equipped to face the challenges that come your way. Self-love gives you the courage to take risks, to embrace failure, and to keep pushing forward, even when the world doesn't always understand or appreciate you. Love is the force that drives us to be our best selves, to connect with others on a deeper level, and to make the world a better place. Let it guide you in everything you do, and you'll find that no matter where life takes you, you'll always be on the right path. Trusting the process is one of the most important lessons I've learned throughout my career and life. In today's world, we're often conditioned to expect immediate results, to want everything now, and to measure success in instant milestones. But true success doesn't work that way. It's not always a linear path, and it certainly doesn't come overnight. Trusting the process means having faith in the journey, even when it feels uncertain, difficult, or slow. When I first started in the entertainment industry, there were countless moments when I questioned whether I was on the right path. I faced rejections, doors that seemed to close before I even got the chance to knock, and periods of uncertainty where I wondered if all the hard work was worth it. But I soon realized that these struggles weren't signs of failure. They were just part of the process. Every single moment, whether of success or failure, was preparing me for what was to come. Trusting the process requires patience. It means knowing that things won't always happen the way you expect, and that's okay. The setbacks, the struggles, the hard days are all part of the story. Every challenge faced is a step toward growth, and each step, no matter how small, is getting you closer to your goal. It may feel like you're stuck at times, but trust that these moments are building the foundation for something bigger. In those times, it's important to remind yourself that the struggle is not the end of the journey. It's simply a part of the process. Another crucial part of trusting the process is letting go of the need for perfection. In my early years, I often tried to control every outcome, thinking that if I worked harder and pushed more, things would happen faster. But I soon realized that some things are beyond our control. Trusting the process means letting go of that need for perfection and trusting that everything will fall into place when it's meant to. It's about trusting your abilities, trusting the work you're putting in, and having confidence that each step is leading you toward the right outcome, even if you can't see it right away. At the end of the day, the process is what shapes you, teaches you, and prepares you for success in a way that instant victories never could. So, trust the process, even when it's hard, even when it seems slow. because every moment is an opportunity for growth. Keep moving forward and trust that everything you're working toward is worth it.